Welcome to Reviewsinsidetv, where we bring you the most in-depth, honest, and practical reviews of your favorite products. Today, we're looking at a kitchen appliance that's been turning heads not just with its performance, but also with its striking design. Meet the SMEG BLF03 retro-style blender. This isn't just any blender. It's a piece of Italian craftsmanship wrapped in 50s-inspired style. Let's take a closer look at what this blender brings to the table. The SMEG BLF03 retro-style blender is as much about aesthetic appeal as it is about performance. Part of SMEG's iconic 50s retro-style collection, this blender combines high-performance features with a bold, vintage look that'll make a statement on any kitchen countertop. It's equipped with a 600-watt motor that powers through everything from smoothies to soups, offering 3 speeds, a pulse function, and preset options for ice crushing and smoothies. The 48-ounce BPA-Free jug is made of Tritan Renew, which is shatter-resistant, dishwasher-safe, and designed to preserve the flavors of your blends. But of course, we'll get into whether all these features live up to the hype as we dive deeper. Setting this blender up is straightforward, and it's clear that SMEG paid attention to the small details. The 600-watt motor provides ample power for a range of tasks, from mixing up smoothies to pureeing soups. I tested it by blending a variety of ingredients, starting with some frozen fruit and ice to see how it handled smoothie making. The results were impressive. The ice was crushed without much struggle, and the smoothie was smooth and creamy, just like you'd expect from a high-end blender. The Smooth Start function also made sure that there were no sudden splashes, which is a nice touch. I also gave the Ice Crush function a go, and it crushed the ice into perfectly small pieces without overloading the motor. Now, I did test the blender on some tougher ingredients. I tried making a thicker mixture, like a nut butter, and while it did the job, I found that it required a little more time on higher speeds. For some, that might be a deal breaker. But for most people, just making daily smoothies or soups, the performance will more than suffice. When it comes to ease of use, the controls are incredibly intuitive. The dial is simple, with 3 speeds plus pulse, and then there are those 4 preset functions: Ice Crush, Smoothie, and self-cleaning modes. You can adjust these settings with just a turn of the dial, and it's a great touch that the blender does the thinking for you when it comes to the preset modes. I was particularly impressed with the self-cleaning function, which allowed me to get it sparkling clean with minimal effort. Just add water, turn it on, and let the blender do the rest. Let's talk about some of the strengths of this blender. First and foremost, it's got a beautiful design. The SMEG BLF03 brings a touch of vintage elegance with its die-cast aluminum base and its 50s-inspired look. It stands out on the countertop without being overly bulky, and it's compact enough to fit under most kitchen cabinets. This makes it a great choice for people who want style but don't have the space for a full-sized appliance. The sturdy build quality is another big plus. It feels solid, and the materials are high-end, which adds to the sense of durability. However, there are some cons to consider. One of the issues I encountered was that while the 600-watt motor does a solid job, it can struggle when dealing with tougher ingredients or larger batches. For daily tasks like smoothies and soups, it's fine. But if you're planning on using this for more heavy-duty tasks like grinding grains or making thicker batters, you might find it lacking. Additionally, while the Tritan Renew jug is lightweight and shatter-resistant, it can be a little more prone to staining than glass jars. This might be a small inconvenience for some users who prefer a pristine look in their blender jug. When it comes to value for money, the SMEG BLF03 is priced in the mid to high range compared to other blenders in its class. For the quality, design, and performance, it's certainly not overpriced. However, if you're only looking for a blender to make occasional smoothies and shakes, you might find some competitors like the Ninja or Vitamix offering more power at a similar price point. But for those who value aesthetics just as much as function, SMEG stands out as a unique option with its retro charm. In terms of comparisons, if you're looking at alternatives, the Ninja Professional Blender offers a more powerful motor for a similar price, and it's also better equipped for tougher jobs like crushing ice or grinding. On the other hand, a high-end brand like Vitamix offers superior performance in blending and motor strength, but it comes at a significantly higher price point. The SMEG BLF03 doesn't match the raw power of those machines, but if you're willing to trade off a little performance for the stylish factor, it's hard to beat. As for build quality, the SMEG BLF03 is built to last, with a die-cast aluminum base and a metallic finish that gives it a premium feel. It's sturdy, reliable, and designed with longevity in mind. While long-term data isn't available for this specific model, SMEG's reputation for quality craftsmanship and durable products speaks for itself, and I have no doubts that this blender will stand the test of time. When it comes to customer support, SMEG generally has a solid reputation, and I didn't have any issues during my review. If any issues did arise, you can expect good service from their support team. But based on my experience, it's a product you likely won't need to reach out for unless something goes wrong. If you're in the market for a blender that combines retro style with functionality, the SMEG BLF03 is a great choice. Its design is its biggest selling point, and it doesn't disappoint when it comes to performance for everyday blending tasks. While it might not be the most powerful blender for heavy-duty tasks, it does what it's meant to do well and offers a level of elegance that few other blenders can match. So, who's this blender for? If you value style, simplicity, and don't mind sacrificing a bit of raw power for design, this could be your next go-to kitchen companion. But if you're someone who needs a blender that can handle tougher tasks, like grinding or mixing thick batters regularly, you might want to consider other options. Thank you for watching. If you have any thoughts or questions about the SMEG BLF03, drop them in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more reviews like this one. Until next time, stay blending and stay stylish with Reviews Inside TV.